Hitman, the series that has been around since 2000 and where you control a bald man and kill bad, corrupt people. And while the series had quite a big fanbase, I think the latest trilogy, The Word of Assassination, was the one that really made the franchise get the spotlight. Maybe it was the cleaner interface and gameplay or the fact that it was a kind of a soft reboot, but more people felt like jumping in. But either way, more and more people caught wind with it and learned about the series. And among those people was me. I first played Hitman 2016, Return of the Bold, when it was free with PlayStation Plus, and I loved it! Then the same thing happened in 2021 with Boldy? It was on PlayStation Plus, so I tried it out, and I loved it! But my PlayStation 4 Pro could not run it for some reason and always overheated on the Middleton Creeks map. So I had to switch to PC and play the games there. And I still haven't paid for any of it because at one point in time it was free on Epic Store, so I just played it there. And I loved it! But it was not enough. I wanted all 3 games, so I bought Hitman Baldur's Gate 3 on Steam alongside a few DLCs. So finally, I could play all 3 games all together. And now, you are going to sit here and listen to me why, when and where I love this game so much. Yes, this video is just me simping over a bald man, get over it. But before I do that, I'd like to ask you to subscribe because it would really help me out and mean a lot to me. And also, if you don't do it, I have connections. So, the basic story of the Hitman franchise is that there is a super killer clone called Agent 47 with a barcode tattoo on his shaved head, and he goes around the world killing people because in the world of assassination, what else would you want to do? And while I haven't played with the earlier games, if I'm correct, then the 2016 soft reboot kept this origin story for Agent 47. In this, he still works for the ICA, the I'ma kill you agency, and is still a clone from Romania. But to be honest, the story is like a bone and skin. You can chew on it if you want to, but you will be still hungry for some real food after it. It's more than nothing, but it's not the main focus of the game. It's just there to have something overarching between missions and games. After the second game it became a little bit better, and there were extra objectives you had to do in certain maps, which made sense story-wise, like collecting information about a secret get-together, or stealing information from a bank, or from supercomputers? Yeah, most of the second objectives is just info hunting. But for the first game story, I couldn't follow it, and to be frank, I didn't need to. For me, it was enough to know that everybody here is just an ultra Freemason and an uber communist, and I have to kill them. In Hitman 3, the story became more complex and not just go there, kill, now go there, kill, and now go there, kill. And on certain maps, the whole structure of the mission changed, like in Berlin when you are the one being hunted by other agents. Look how the tables turned. Oh no. Now what you gonna do? You're gonna shoot them. Bang, bang, bang. So, you have 22 locations to kill greedy assholes who doesn't care about anything but money and power. Man, I can't wait for the YouTuber update! You can either confront your target or make it seem like an accident. Do it however you like. On every map you had at least 20 different methods to kill your targets. For example, you can always just use the basic poison, explosion and shoot in the head, but there are more nuanced way of killing. Like pushing one target down the balcony to fall on the other target, taking both of them out with one push. Or with an explosive golf ball. But at first, if you are just dropped on a map you know nothing about, then obviously you won't think about these methods. You won't have a blistering idea of who is who and where and when will the perfect time be to eliminate your target. You can always just use trial and error and hope to find some satisfying way of killing, but finding these things straight away just don't usually happen. Sure, you have this instinct mode that's more or less just a spider sense and can highlight people behind walls and interactable items, and sure it helps, but if you are clueless, it can only do so much. And after a while you just get bored and frustrated over the fact that you don't know where things are, and you'll just do what everybody does when they first play the game and
I could just shoot them and run. I'm 100% sure.
So that's why there are certain story missions on each map to help guiding you over each step for what it takes to kill a target. If you are really struggling, the game will show you exactly where the next thing is you need, but you can just turn it off in the menu, and I prefer it to keep it off, so all the game does is just tell you what you need, but doesn't show you where is it and where you can collect it. You know game, I'm not 5 with a missing frontal lobe. But this is a good way to ease players into the ecosystem of each map. and after a while you can just figure out cool ways of killing on your own without the story missions. And the more you play each map, the more and more you learn about them. You discover and find shortcuts or secret passages to infiltrate a place. Certain times the guards aren't looking, so you can sneak past them, or the perfect sniping spot where you can hit both targets with ease. In Hitman 3, you can even open shortcuts that you can use in later runs, or these doors that need a code and you need to find them. These things give the game a new layer of exploration. And through these story missions, you can get to know your targets better, learn who they are, what they like, and what their life has been so far that you are going to end in a few minutes. Like in Sapienza, where you can learn about how one of your target, Francisca de Santis, was sent by Ether to spy and eliminate your other target, Silvio Caruso, who is apparently aware that Francisca is a mole, so he keeps her DNA in a safe, so if she tries to do anything, he can just send out the virus they are creating underground, and what you also need to destroy. And all of the other missions, even if not this detailed, at least your targets and their relationships will be made clear eventually with every new run. My other favorite map to demonstrate this is Dartmoor, where you have to infiltrate a mansion to kill Alexa Carlyle, but recently, someone murdered her brother, Zachary Carlyle, and you can find out who the killer was by investigating every clue, question the suspects, finding secret rooms, and make your decision at the end where you can get close to Alexa. And again, even if not every map has this much depth to them, they are well thought out, and if you want to find out more about the people you kill, you can. So on every map you get at least 2 targets to eliminate, and you have at least a dozen options to kill your set targets. More unique than others, and obviously more harder than others. For one, you only need to show down a chandelier, while for others you need to lure your 2 targets into the same room, so one can eliminate the other, because they hate each other. Which goes back to the point that if you know your targets and their environments, then you can use that knowledge to your advantage. There are so many ways of killing in these games. There has to be a way to track your record on what kind of elimination you did on which map and what's left, right? Right! Yes, there is. Each map has challenges that you can complete for your own masochistic good and for EXP and items. Some are easier than others, but usually there is a little description of what you need to do. So you don't have to just shoot in the dark about what other ways there are to eliminate someone. You can just choose the challenge you want to complete and prepare accordingly. Or you just stumble upon a location or item and you see that you can poison it, for example, which indicates that that item can be used for killing. So on your next run you can just smuggle in poison and try it out. Though in Hitman 3 the number of challenges were cut back noticeably. And I have no idea why, and probably that's my biggest problem with the source entry. But this video is about what I like about the game, so shut up me and continue with the good stuff. Before every mission you can prepare and think over what items you want to bring in with you, where and what outfit you want to start in, and what item you want to smuggle in. So after you pick out the challenge you want to do, then you have to think a way to accomplish it and prepare accordingly. And this aspect is the one that makes this game not really a stealth game. I know this is the second time in a row that I'm talking about the stealth game and saying it's not really one, but after playing Hitman and trying to complete these challenges, I realized Hitman is a puzzle game. You pick a challenge you want to do and seem doable, you plan out how you want to do it, which is obviously easier if you already know the map, like which guard is going to be where at certain times, which disguises you need, and where the target is gonna be in certain times, stuff like that. And then you just try out the tactic you planned out. And if you fail the execution, you can just always save and reload. And you can try as many times as you want. Does the final bit of your plan didn't go as planned? Reload time! Do the guards spotted you while you try to escape and kill you? Reload time! Does that one kid stare at you on the bus like they always do for some reason? Reload time. It's time to take the next bus. And this is the part that gives the biggest charm of the game for me. The challenges you set up for yourself and how you overcome them. Even if little by little you can get closer to your goal. There might be challenges that you physically can't do yet because you don't have the right item to smuggle in, or you haven't unlocked the most convenient place to start in. But then you just need to do some other challenges to unlock them and keep going. This is why I can totally understand if you say that this game is not for you. There are a lot of people who need that external motivation from a game like the ones you get when you play a masterpiece like Overwatch 2 and you see your skill and rank creep up with every game. But in a game like Hitman, you are the one who sets up the goal you want to achieve, and other than in-game EXP and items, you don't really get anything else. But this internal motivation is why I enjoy this game a lot more than any multiplayer games ever. I don't need to see diamond ranks flying around to feel satisfied. I just need to see the plan I wanted to do being executed perfectly. Think of it as achievement hunting, but for in-game items. I still remember how hard it was to get the Silent Assassin Suit Only challenge in Hokkaido, which was my very first Silent Assassin Suit Only challenge I did. And how many times I had to fail and figure out new routes and tactics to overcome it. Speaking of Silent Assassin Suit Only, that is the peak of testing your knowledge about each and every map. You have to know every guard position, shortcuts, camera positions, killing methods, secrets, and the route of your targets in order to complete them. To get SASO, which sounds like a Chinese Sword Art Online ripoff, you obviously need to complete the mission. Only kill the targets, nobody is found. If you get detected by cameras, erase or destroy the evidence, and do it all in your suit. I think you can see the difficulty on this one. But the feeling when you finally find out a way to finally do it, that was too many finalies in that sentence, it feels like when you beat the chess grandmaster in chess, because I'm sure we all know how that feels. There is a subcategory for this challenge called Silent Assassin, which takes out the suit part, but Silent Assassin Suit Only is better because it not only makes you complete the mission, but complete the mission in style. The other big challenge that you need to get into a different mindset is the Sniper Assassin, where, what else? You need to eliminate your target with a sniper rifle. And with this, you need to find the perfect spot to make sure no one sees you, but you have a clear shot at your targets, making it an extra layer more difficult than other challenges because it requires a completely different way of looking at the map. But trying to find the perfect spot to shoot both of your targets feels so satisfying, especially when one target is in a building all the time and you can only shoot them through a window, or when a target is underground but you manage to lure them out and shoot them. Each map has a certain build, either being a so-called snail house, where you have a lot of free space, or a fortress, which is heavily guarded. And each and every map is unique and different from one another. Different sizes, layouts, it being either horizontal or vertical, target and NPC behaviors, different type of shortcuts, events, and so much more that can determine a map. And with these combinations, IO made every map different from one another, making sure to never repeat the same concept. The most outstanding in this regard is Berlin, where you have like 10 different quote-unquote targets, and they are the one hunting you. So you have to kill 3 or 4 of them to make them scared and make them run away. Like little bunnies. Bang. If they notice you, they will kill you instantly or just tell the sniper to shoot you down. But after you kill one, you can listen in on their conversation with the HQ or with each other. And this map design requires a different way of thinking from Hokkaido, for example, where one target is roaming around like a grandma in the supermarket at 9 AM to find the best price for the apple, and the other target who literally doesn't move an inch but is heavily guarded. I don't know how many more ways I can say that these maps are almost always amazing. They are compact but vast, they seem impossible at first, but give it time and it's becoming child's play. After a while you become the one in control, you can manipulate anyone to your liking to do and to be exactly where you want them to. And each map has a unique and charming vibe to it, so at least there will be one that catches your attention. If you ask me which one is my favorite, then I would say, who are you and why are you talking to me? My mom said not to talk with strangers. I would say Hokkaido all the way. Next would be Miami, Sapienza, or maybe Guangchong, the Chinese map. And there are only a handful of maps I really hate, which is a really good ratio compared to the ones I like. Also, this game needs constant internet connection. But this video is about what I like about the game, so let's just move on and not talk about this. Let's move on to how amazing this game looks. It looks bloody amazing. Not on my recordings though, because I had to put the game on low to record it with a watchable frame rate. But you can find videos on YouTube with maxed out graphics, and it looks mind-blowing. But even without it, the spectacles and certain angles can make the game look fascinating. And the maps are built in a way to emphasize this spectacle most of the times. Like Sapienza and Miami never fails to make me amazed with its bright and blush, sunny sun, or Chongqing with its neon jungle. But I bet there will be at least one map that will grow close to you, and then you will try to master it and realize just how many little small details went into them. There are even new shortcuts I just found while recording for this video. You can find Easter eggs and references to other maps, other targets, or people on certain maps, which will make you feel like an absolute Sherlock when you figure them out. And these Easter eggs and references make it feel like everything is connected, that everybody knows each other, and they may even work together to reach new heights in this underground empire of them. There are times when you can overhear conversations to get more info and lore. And you can find side characters that can help you to achieve your goals, like Jason Portman in Hokkaido, who you can disguise yourself as, so when he is called into the doctor's appointment, you can get into the hospital really easily. But sometimes there are mini stories with side characters that doesn't contribute to your main goal, and they are just fun to listen to.
Like maybe she's changing, but I'm just staying the same. I'm just, I don't know, dead weight.
She agreed to meet you in the middle of the night, in the rain. No one does that if they don't care.
I guess that's true.
And with this wholesome clip in this murderous game, let's talk a little about Agent Square Root 2209. At first he just looks like an empty vessel with the only purpose to kill, but the more you get to know him, the more you realize how hilarious he can be.
Vroom, vroom, vroom. Ding, ding, ding.
Because of his cold and counting nature, he can get the perfect comedic timing.
Do what you do best, man.
You got it.
And the game is full of stuff like this, where 47 has the perfect timing, which will leave you with a good little chuckle. Oh no, that's shocking. In Hitman 3, they polished 47's character a little bit, but this cold and stoic person never lived, and I love him for it. 47's stoicism makes these interactions and jokes proper. The way he says things have no feeling behind them whatsoever. Just the pure intention to make a lie believable. And the whole game is just straight up hilarious, which makes you forget the fact that you are murdering people one after another, and it just leaves you with
Fixing this seems a lot easier than fixing my marriage.
what the fuck? Little things that you can miss if you don't explore the map and you just go from objective to objective. And also, some of the challenges' names can be hilarious too, like Propane in Sapienza, where you have to assassinate Francisca de Santis with a fireplace explosion with a propane tank, or No Hard Feeling in Hokkaido, where you have to assassinate Eric Soders by destroying his replacement heart, or Wheel of Misfortune in Miami, where you have to assassinate Sierra Knox by sabotaging her tears at the pit stop, or Friendly Neighborhood Hitman in Whittleton Creeks, where you have to complete 3 particular story missions that helps the community. Or Big Bada Boom in China, where you have to eliminate Hush and Imogen Royce in one explosion. And the list goes on, but I don't want to spoil every single one of them, because they are so good, I love them. I don't know who came up with this, who was that in IO Interactive, but I love them for it. I mean, the very first time you start the game, you don't expect any of these from a game called Hitman. You expect a cold-blooded action adventure with stealth mechanics, but I don't know, I love this aspect of the game. I love the humor of it. I love it. And another great thing about this game is that there are still updates to it season by season. You get new elusive targets, which are targets you can only attempt to kill once, and they don't show up on your map or with the instinct mode, and you can save even once. When you decide to go, then you go, no turning back. But there are new challenges and items with each season as well. The latest bigger update for the game was at the beginning of this year with the Freelancer mode and a completely new and, more importantly, free map, Ambrose Island. And Freelancer was a big thing in the community because IO said that they would make it for years, but it got delayed so many times. But was it worth the wait? I would say yes. The main concept of Freelancer is that you are on your own and have to complete various missions. But with no ICA to back you up, you need to bring your own items that you collected on the maps or you get after every successful mission. But you can't just load up on a whole armada and shoot your way through everything, because if you die, you lose every item that was on you and also resets your whole storyline that you did at that point. It's a really strict and unforgiving mode, but essentially, it is a hardcore mode of what Hitman does the best in my opinion. challenging yourself to figure out ways to get through obstacles. After completing missions, you get new weapons for your weapon collection, which is really good because I like collecting stuff, and new appearance changes to your hideout, which has a few pay-to-get appearances, but if you don't want, you don't need to buy it and just enjoy the missions, they are just cosmetics. And again, it goes back to your own internal motivation that you have for completing each challenge and getting further and further. It's a very intense mode because there are some new camera and guard placements, but at least there are boxes that you can get free items from and merchants where you can buy items to satisfy your shopping addictive self. But for the most part, it's way too stressful for me, and I tend to only play it when I have a lot of time, which I don't really have right now, because one challenge can last for 20 or 40 minutes. It takes a lot of patience as well as waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. This goes for the main game as well, but here it amplifies because you can save and reload whenever you want to, so if you need to wait 5 minutes to try out a strategy you thought up, then you are going to wait, and if you fail, then you are going to fail. It's a tough pill to swallow, but that's how it is. Wait! So I've been rereading this script for a while to make sure it's fine. And I never noticed that I wrote pillow instead of pill to swallow. Because I was saying it out loud and I was like, that's not right. That's not right. It's a pill to swallow, not a pillow to swallow. Like, I mean, I guess it goes with the Hitman theming. See, it goes with the Hitman theming because you can kill people with a pillow. But while I was reading the script, I never noticed it. What the heck? So, I think I talked about everything via like Hitman: The Word of Assassination. This game is not perfect, far from it, but I wouldn't have poured hundreds of hours into it if I wouldn't like it at least a little. Sometimes the waiting for your targets to get into the right position in their working cycle can be frustrating, but it never bothered me that much. I know that this game is for a really niche audience, but if you like puzzle games and like overcoming challenges, then I can easily recommend this game for you. And maybe, if you can figure out the story, you will like the secret agent, sneaking James Bond-like vibes, which is all over this game, and I kinda like the vibe of it, but I don't understand it at all. And oh, one last very silly thing I like about this game is how you can go behind the curtains. Go to the areas that are usually stealth only. I know it's dumb, but it's just so interesting to me to see how a car race is operated, for example, behind the scenes. Again, I know it's weird and stupid, but I just wanted to throw it out somewhere in this video. So again, if you like to challenge yourself and want to feel like the coolest assassin ever, then give Hitman a try. Or if you just want to see how a bank, a hotel or a nightclub operates behind the scenes, who knows what excites you? I love this game, I like the community, I like Agent 47, I like the jokes and overcoming the challenges the game sets for you or you set for yourself. And if you pick up this game, then maybe, just maybe, you can say, well done 47, I'll be waiting for you at the HQ. Go subscribe and like the video if you want to, because it would mean a lot to me. And have a nice day, and bye!